Hi, Otterbein Church. Welcome to Between Two Guitars with Pastor Adam. We have our missionary here, Casey Bauer from Honduras, that's visiting the month of December. And I wanted to make a video to share some really cool things and have Casey share some really cool things that have been going on in 2025 in his ministry in Honduras, but also look forward to 2026 as we plan to have a few trips go down there next year. So, Casey, thanks for being here.
Thanks.
It's good to see you. I'm glad you're here for a couple weeks. As you look back at 2025, what are some things that you just look at and say, wow, only God could have done that? Or just some things that really have been incredible in your ministry that you want to share with our church family?
Great question. Well, a couple things come to mind. First being that this year God opened the doors for us to purchase the property that is really going to be the future of our ministry down there in Honduras. That was over a period of 2 years and just door after door kind of being slammed in our faces, and then seeing a little bit of movement, and then God just opening them completely. And so that was definitely the biggest thing, where just after, all these years in Honduras, seeing God finally be like, yes, here's the spot you've been praying for. So that's the big thing. But even past that, a couple things, seeing just our mountain ministry continue to flourish. That's been the core of what we essentially went to do in Honduras. And so we were actually, about a month ago, I baptized 13 more people up in the mountains. And it's just, at this point, we baptized hundreds of people up there.
Yeah.
And it's just, every couple months, there's more requests for either baptisms or child presentations or things like that.
Yeah.
But another thing is, for years, we've been trying to find ways into new communities up in the mountains where maybe they've been totally closed off and just not interested.
Yeah.
And so a couple of years ago, we started a school supply program called Off-Road Scholars. And we take school supplies to get kids to help them to actually be able to study. And through that program this year, we were able to get into 8 completely new villages that I'd never been into, our pastors had never been into before. And we do take our pastors with us when we go there. And so we're seeing not only the opportunity to bless these children, but to get into some new villages and have a spiritual impact there. So that's been something that God's just totally opened the doors to.
Yeah. That sounds like a full 2025.
It's pretty busy.
That's awesome.
Busy.
As you look back again on that, can you share somewhere that maybe God has used all these ministries maybe to stretch your faith and maybe teach you something new in that ministry?
Well, I'd say looking at this year, probably when we were starting with the property and going through a lot of obstacles, and it kind of reached a point where I was like, okay, God, you've taken down this barrier, and I gotta believe that you're gonna take down the next one.
Before we look at 2026, when a team comes down, because we're not the only team that comes down throughout the year. What does that mean for you and your ministry? Like, how does a team impact what you get to do down there? Yeah.
So teams do a lot of things. I came down on a team. That's how I ended up in Honduras. And so I think one of the cool things is it exposes you to things you've never seen before, and it also opens doors to maybe how you can use gifts that God has given you. And so when we have teams come down, partially what it does is it kind of infuses energy into the ministry, because maybe we've been going for several months and haven't seen anybody really, and we have perhaps a project that we're wanting to do or an activity that we want to do, and maybe we don't have the expertise to do it, maybe we don't have funding to do it, maybe we don't have whatever it is. Oftentimes a team can come in, and a good example of this would be like a medical clinic or a building project where it's pretty hard to do with just a couple people. You really just need people, and they don't necessarily even have to be skilled, because we can get the correct skilled people that we need. When we have teams, I almost never know really the true impact of what's gonna happen, because there are so many gifted people in different areas, whether it's a skill with their hands, or it's something that they're able to share from their experience, from their heart. And so that's just something that is probably one of the most impactful things through our entire ministry.
That's awesome. Well, Casey, that all sounds incredible, and it's cool to see how God uses teams through your ministry and how important part of your ministry the teams are. You know, we're looking to come down probably twice next year, May and August, trying to avoid the rainy season.
Sure.
And getting all the trucks stuck again. But as you look to that, what are some ideas that maybe you've had that our teams could do while we're down there with you?
Great question. So just in dreaming for the next year, a lot of it's just continuing the work that we've been doing. So that could involve trips up to the mountains. It could involve some local ministry, and sometimes what that looks like is medical and dental clinics. It can be laying a floor in somebody's house, working on a church, painting something. There's all sorts of different things we can do with that. Also opportunities for like VBS or like training for believers, for leaders specifically. Those are some ideas. Some other things specifically on the property as we work to develop it. This past year, we worked on the fence. We worked on opening up roads, access, and so there's a lot of things still going on. Like we're still fencing because it's just too wet.
Yep.
We couldn't put everything in. So, but as I look forward to the next steps, one thing that does stand out is we're looking for eventually to have a building that will sort of be like a barn, sort of like a pole barn, not anything huge, but something that we can have a work area in, sort of a workshop for like wood and metal work, fabrication, storage of tools, because where we currently have things, there's an old Adobe block building on the property, 2 of them actually, and we have stuff in there right now, and they're secure in there, but they get wet. So the roof leaks, and instead of repairing that, which would be a bit of a project because of the clay tiles, we're thinking probably what would be better would be to put up the place that will be our long-term, everything we do goes through here basically, and sort of our spot to launch and build and do all of these things that we do. So yeah, that's something that we're looking at. Plus where the current building is, that's where we eventually see building like a sort of lodge where teams, retreats, things like that would take place. And so that's definitely something that could happen. And there's just lots of infrastructure type work on the property, things like water and handling the bathrooms and things like that. In whatever we do, I've been trying to incorporate our leaders from the mountains, partially because it gives them good work, but also it's an opportunity to continue building those relationships, and there's always opportunity for spiritually to pour into them.
Yeah. So if someone's watching this video now, they're thinking about, hey, I think God's trying to tell me to go on these trips, or finally I'm gonna answer yes to God's call, but they're maybe hesitant. Like, what do you say to that person that maybe hasn't been on a trip like this, but feels God's tug at their heart? Like, what do you say to them to encourage them in what God's trying to tell them to do?
Yeah, so I always tell people, I can get anybody to wherever we need to be. So there might be a little extra planning required, but I can get you there. It's really easy to come up with a lot of excuses of why I can't do this, I can't do that, when the reality is that God often calls us to do things that, maybe do scare us a little bit, and we're a little unsure. But I've seen over and over and over again people whose lives have been transformed through trips to Honduras.
You guys have been faithfully serving down there a long time, you and your family. What are some, as we're wrapping this up here, what are some ways we can pray for you going in 2026, and the things that just, how can we come alongside you in that way?
Yeah, so the one thing I've been asking people to pray for a long time has just been clarity of vision. Just God, what we kind of know we think we know where you're leading us, but there may be some things here and here that you want to bring in, or some things that we want to actually push aside to focus on something else. And so we just ask for that's our big thing, that God would just continue to guide us in having that clarity as we continue to work on developing the property. That's another thing we'd ask for your prayers for.
Yeah,
we've been seeking a specific person that we have in mind. We're hoping will be able to actually come and live on the property, to sort of be our hand there,
Yeah.
and give him and his family stable income,
Yeah.
but also help us a little bit with not only just the security of having somebody there permanently, but also the work that can be accomplished there.
Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing and just what you're doing in there. It's such an encouragement to us up here to be a small part of what God is doing in Honduras. And in Otterbein Church, I want to encourage you guys. We're having an interest meeting for these trips coming up February 1st. After the third service, we're going to be in the OC 45 building. I encourage you guys, sign up on the app or sign up online just to hear more about how you can get involved with these trips, because we're really excited about what's going to happen in 2026. 2025 has been a great year with our partnership, and we look forward to continue to build on that. So, Casey, thank you again for being here.
Thank you.
And Otterbein Church, make sure you check those things out, and looking forward to serving with you.